You're depressed because you're over consuming and you're not creating. Consuming and creating are counter to each other, and where consuming depletes our energy and our creativity, creating does the opposite. It fuels it and it's more expansive. And in today's society where there's a lot of reels and social media and just media in general, there's a lot of advertisements and TV and Netflix, just media for us to consume and products to consume them on. It can become addictive but also depleting of our essence if we're not replenishing by creating. And I find that creating is not as, I don't want to say mainstream, but as normal as consuming media. And so a result of that is that we're running up our screen time and feeling depressed because we haven't been doing anything with that time. We've just been consuming media. And information overload is very real. We've never been able to consume as much media at the rate that we are doing at the moment ever before in history. You can find so much information online and really just information overload yourself. I find I've done that on accident before because I am really mindful about consuming media. I don't really watch many things, or I stick to the same things if I've watched them before. But yeah, so I just want you to consider that what if you replaced some of that time or started replacing some of that time with creating instead of consuming? And I'm not saying to completely cut out consumption. You don't have to do that. I know it can be helpful and fun and entertaining, which we're not trying to make things not fun. There is a plane going by. I'm so sorry. We're not trying to make things not fun. We're just trying to be happier and I don't want to say productive with our time, but it is more productive with your time. There's always a plane going by here. I'm so sorry, guys. Can't escape it. It's like the plane highway or something. um, but yeah, what is there to lose if you start creating with that time instead of consuming? Because either way, like if you're worried about, oh, I'm not going to create something that's I'm not going to create something that's meaningful, which is a lie. Everything you create is meaningful. But I'm not going to create something that's going to go anywhere or do anything. But do you ever consider that when you consume, that's not really doing anything either? It's also an act of killing time. And that's why creating is more meaningful, because it isn't just an act of killing time. Even though it's not that encouraged in today's world anymore, I think that our creative interests and hobbies and pursuits are I will say the most important things in life, because only you can make those things, and each thing is unique and it's an expression of you, and through making things you learn more about yourself and understand yourself and the world better. And for example, I've taken up sewing, and I didn't understand before I started that it could be a way for me to express myself without. I usually make art, like paintings and things, but crafts can also be a way for you to express yourself. Every stitch you put in is intentional, and um, and it can be cathartic because it's physical, and um, and instead of blocking out your thoughts, you're moving through them, you're navigating it, and whereas when you consume, you're escaping them by consuming content, and but when you're creating, you're catapulting yourself forward. You're going forward. You're moving through blocks that seemed immovable. It's really therapeutic, and it can be anything as long as you're doing something, creating. And I just see the consuming culture, and it's not just media, it's not just like phones and digital things, but overconsumption of food, and overconsumption of, yeah, I think food's the main thing I've noticed too. Food and media, and materialistic pursuits. They're all just escapes, and the thing is, I just want to put this out there, that when you escape your emotions, you're not actually escaping anything, you're just delaying it. And it'll be inevitable for you to face, and that's one of the main things that encouraged me to pay attention to the things I care about instead of shutting everything out, because you're not actually avoiding anything by avoiding it, you're just delaying it. So reframe it in your mind from avoiding. You probably don't even think of it as avoiding, but every time you push something aside, you're just delaying it till later. And in my experience, I've found it's worse when it accumulates over time, and then the dam breaks and it's all there to deal with at once, instead of being present and conscious and working through it. And consuming doesn't help because it's an instant dopamine hit, and when it's gone, you crash. But creating, on the other hand, you can see what it gives your pain purpose, because you can tangibly see, touch, witness that feeling into something. You've transmuted a feeling into something tangible, and you're the only person that can do that. That thing you made, no one else could have made it like that. I've been making tote bags, and I've just started dressmaking, and I didn't understand this before, but I do now, after seeing results that are tangible, that I can hold. And what's better, trying something new that you've always wanted to do and care about, or wasting 2 hours of screen time again, maybe a lot more. And you always get something out of creating. You always get experience through trial and error. You always become better as you keep doing it. But with consuming, it's just a literal waste of time. I don't know how else to put it, but just exactly how it is. It's a waste of time. And relying on that dopamine rush is not sustainable, and it's not fair to you. It's betraying yourself. It's denying your authenticity and who you really are. And I didn't think I would get to the point I'm at right now. In COVID, I stopped making art because I had art block. Then I didn't make anything for 2 years, and when I began again, I felt, I'm not like a beginner, but I didn't have my bearings, and I had to re-find them and trace myself back to my inner child, to be the way I am now and create the way I used to create. And it's really like coming home to yourself. And it wasn't an easy process, but I understand why it needed to be that way. It's perseverance. It's having the trust in yourself that you matter, and the things that you feel drawn to do matter. And even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else, it makes sense to you. And when you have that relationship built with yourself, where you make for the sake of making, you create for the sake of it brings you joy, suddenly like things just start clicking, things just start making sense. And it's like the thread that connects all things, the invisible thread. It's like space, ether. You can't see it. It's just a thing that happens. It's naturally occurring, but somehow it is connected to every single thing in existence. So yeah, I really urge you to trust yourself. Start trusting yourself. And instead of living vicariously through others on social media or watching media, mass-produced media, it really is worth it to do the things that your heart calls out to do, because your desires weren't placed there for a reason. They weren't just placed there for you to long for something and never do it. And you will do it eventually one day, because you're not actually avoiding things, you're just delaying them. And sometimes you need that time to reason with whatever you're reasoning with. But it makes it a lot easier if you just take that leap and do it and trust yourself. Just the small fact that you want to do it and you matter, and you wouldn't want to do something if you didn't need to do it. And this world only gets one expression of you in the entire existence of everything. And if you delay making things, then you never get to see those things, and the world never gets to see them. It's really good for your mental health. It's really good to understand who you are and feel connected to this world in your own way. It's through building that trust with your higher self that guides you through the flow state in the present moment. Anyways, I hope you begin to create something, and if it's not for anyone, that you create it for yourself. Have a good week.